Welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about testing your 1-rep max multiple times a week. I got a question from a viewer, and the viewer wants to know if he can test his 1-rep max for a lift 7 days in a row. I'm going to talk about 1-rep maxes, how often you should test them, so on and so forth. Before I do so, if you guys have any questions or comments, check out the link below. Come on over. Submit your questions. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. All right. So testing your 1-rep max is kind of an obsession for some lifters. They almost believe that if you go into the gym and you try a 1-rep max frequently, that it's somehow a magical way to increase your strength. And nothing could be further from the truth. In my opinion, for 99% of us who aren't powerlifting, you really don't need to test your 1-rep max. The best way to build strength for most of us is with normal hypertrophy work done in, the average, 5 to 12 rep ranges for most of your compound movements and whatnot. That's the way to build strength. If you want to, after you've reached a substantial amount of strength, after you've built a substantial amount of strength, and you're pretty strong on the bench press, say you can do 275 for reps, and your squats, you're 315 for 8, you're 365 for 3 to 4, your deadlift is 400 plus for reps. Once you've built a decent amount of strength and you want to mess with lower reps on your sets, that's a great way to build strength as an intermediate or late intermediate lifter. But you still don't need to be doing singles, and you still don't need to be testing your 1-rep max frequently. There's really no real benefits to testing your 1-rep max. And to answer the question that was posed to me in this video, can I test my 1-rep max 7 times in a week? Why? What's the point? You're going to wear yourself down. You're going to get injured. These people that go into the gym and try to test their 1-rep max very frequently, almost weekly on a lift, it's really pointless. What are you accomplishing? All you're doing is increasing your risk of injury. A 1-rep max attempt is an opportunity for all hell to break loose. It's like the Super Bowl. Like when you're going for a 1-rep max attempt, stuff is generally going to break down, or you're going to get loose, or you're going to grind things out. And that's really when you can increase the risk of injury. So for most of us, if you really want to test your 1-rep max, only do it a couple times a year. Don't do it more than that. I mean, look at powerlifters. They're not doing, powerlifting meets 10, 12 times a year, or even 5, 6 times a year. They might do 2 to 3 meets a year. And even then, I've been at enough powerlifting meets to tell you, people get hurt. I mean, not a lot, but, enough people. It's just a more dangerous type of approach. Build your strength. For most of you, build your strength as a beginner and an intermediate lifter using standard hypertrophy rep ranges. And as you have built a quality level of strength, then you can move on to singles, doubles, triples, 4-rep sets, 5-rep sets, 3x5s, 5x3s, 5x2s, all that kind of good stuff. That is a proven way to increase strength from that point. But you still want to back that up with hypertrophy stuff. You still want to be building muscle when you're doing that stuff as well. But even that stuff is not pure 1-rep max training. You don't want to be pegged at 100% trying to max out on squats, deadlifts, or bench press. It's simply a waste of time. It accomplishes nothing. It's just ego lift bullcrap. And at the end of the day, the risk and reward just isn't there. If you want to be a lifter that's going at this stuff for a long period of time, just save that for the rare occasion. I don't test my 1-rep max very rarely. I've only tested my 1-rep max outside of the bench press maybe a handful of times over the course of my life, and most of that's been at a powerlifting meet. Some lifts you can get away with it a little bit easier than others, like the bench press is more forgiving. So if you want to test the bench press more often, that's fine, but don't overdo the squats and the deadlift by any means. And there's no point in trying to test your 1-rep max on overhead press. There's just no reward, no benefit from that. Don't do that very often. It's just pointless in my opinion. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, check out the link below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.